keynote speaker tonight is Annie Anderson. She's going to be speaking on unlocking the secrets of the universe through energy, frequency, and vibration. Welcome, Annie.
Good evening. Very happy to be here. My father was out front passing out flyers for me to be able to give people more information, and so I'm very grateful for that. And so if anyone has any questions that they'd like to speak to me about afterwards, I would love a chance to talk to you. So thank you. How's everybody doing? Like, it's Saturday night and it's great, and a lot of people right now are exhausted at the end of every day. They're tired. We've been through so much for these last few years, and a lot of people's stress is at an all-time high. And if that's you, you're not alone. I'm going to share 3 testimonials of people just like you who have also been struggling, and then I'll tell you what they did to turn it around and achieve these results for themselves. Number 1, I felt like there were northern lights inside of my body, and it was so relaxing. 2, I don't understand what's happening inside my body, but I feel better than I have in years. 3, I was at the end of my rope, and if this didn't work, I was considering suicide as my last resort. I'm so glad I came and saw you. Powerful words from people just like you. Over 50 years ago, the science of quantum physics discovered what ancient cultures embraced. Energy truly is the basis of life. Everything has energy, whether you're a plant, a couch, a person. Some things vibrate very high and very fast, and some things vibrate very low and very slow. Couches, for example, vibrate much slower than people, which is probably convenient because otherwise you would go to work and you'd come home and your living room would be rearranged every day. Now, everyone has energy highways in their body. It's how the energy moves. And they're often referred to as meridians. In traditional Chinese medicine, if you were to go for acupuncture, they would put needles along those meridians to either stimulate energy or to release blocked energy. And if we were to think of these energy meridians much like the Trans-Canada Highway, we can break it down very simply. You're driving along the number 1, and if you were to consider some of the major cities along the highway to be a metaphor for a chakra, which is an energy generating center in your body. You have 7 major energy centers. And in this case, that would be a place where you would stop and fuel your car, get a snack, stretch your legs, have a meal. And if along that highway, though, before you got to the next major chakra, it was interrupted with an accident, the first problem you're going to have is you're not going to get to your destination that you had wanted to get to on time. Let's say you're going through the Kin Coulee Dip, and you see up on the other side all the flashing emergency lights. There's police, fire, ambulance. There's a big accident. Everything comes to a grinding halt, and now you're sitting there in the dip. There's no exit ramp for you to escape the traffic. Okay, put her in park, put on some music. After a while, okay, do I have any granola bars in the glove box? Is there a water bottle here? You know, did kids leave a snack somewhere? But then after maybe you've found all the snacks and the water bottles, you have another problem. You're gonna need a bathroom, and you're stuck. That's the least of your worries. But you could see how if some of those energy backups in your body happen, you're going to have other problems like poor digestion, mental fog, headaches, high blood pressure, aches, pains, anxiety, depression, the like. And you've probably all experienced some of that, especially in the last few years. If they build up and you start to feel this, ultimately that can cause an imbalance in your body that leads to dis-ease. Give it enough time in the storyline, worse problems can start to develop. After what seems like an eternity, you look down and you realize, I've only got 1/8 of a tank of gas, and it's 40 above. I need my air conditioner to run. Or conversely, it's 40 below, and you need to keep your car running so you don't freeze to death. When you finally start to see the accident is clearing up, the traffic begins to flow again, much like the energy would in your body if those blockages are removed. But can you see how fatigued and worn down you would be at the end of the day if this happened multiple times along this highway? Energy medicine gives people the tools to clear those energetic blockages. Some might be born from stress, unhealthy imbalances, beliefs that were ingrained in them, toxins, emotional traumas, phobias, you name it. They can come from all sorts of places. And then they show up in the physical form. Big Pharma would say, here, take this pill, and that will alleviate your suffering. But when we look at energy medicine, it's primarily non-invasive, and it focuses on finding the root cause of ailments, and then treating that root cause as well as the symptoms. Big Pharma would also have you believe that this is the only way to heal, and energy medicine and Western medicine need to be enemies. It's not true. There's a lot of value in Western medicine. We all know this. There's also a lot of value in these alternative therapies. Much research funding goes in to try and prove that these energy medicine programs should be cast aside, labeled as pseudoscience, or ignored altogether. However, just like allopathic medicine, energy medicine does require consistency. One energy work session probably isn't going to cure your irritable bowels, much like one pill wouldn't either. I wholeheartedly believe that all types of healing can happen, especially when you have the right tool and the right practitioner. But how? How do you do that? Reiki sessions are a great way to get started. Reiki clears the blockages in the 7 main chakras and restores balance and energy flow throughout your body. Second, you could use the emotional freedom technique. It's also referred to as tapping, and it's described as emotional acupuncture without the needles. The aim is to find relief, relaxation, and promote healing around those emotional or physical issues that hold us back. A third method to be considered is using advanced frequency measuring equipment. Human energy fields can be scanned in a matter of seconds to minutes with a bioenergetic or biofeedback machine. One of the biggest benefits is determining what needs to be addressed with your health right now, in that moment. However, healing practitioners in the energy medicine field never attempt to make a diagnosis. As you can imagine, though, when patterns are seen that are all related to something in the body, there's probably something at play. And that's where consistent energy work practice comes in. When you subscribe to an energy healing protocol and your vibrational energy rises, the more often you do that, the higher your baseline of that state will be. Eventually, you will sustain that for longer and longer periods of time. Healing must include more than the biology and the chemistry of the physical body. By necessity, it should also include the mental, emotional, spiritual, and energetic aspects. I'm on the forefront with many others to accept this challenge. I invite you to incorporate some of these approaches into your life. Educate yourself on your options and make your own decision. After all, it is your body. Yet, despite all of these beautiful and unique modalities I've been blessed to learn, I want to remind you the most powerful tool in your healing box is you. Thank you.